Hello and welcome back to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today we are looking at this. This is my pink mission. Welcome to the live and welcome to replay. I am your host, Kristen Mangus, and today we normally do crochet, but I am going on a mission trip and we are calling it Pink Missions. And it is actually next week. We've had a lot of people really ask, what is Pink Missions about? And I've talked about it over the past several weeks, and even started talking about it back in February, March. And today I have been released to be able to give details, because what I didn't want to do is put anyone in jeopardy. This is a nonprofit that works to rescue women and children who are trafficked against their will, who are held against their will. They also work with ladies who have been incarcerated for prostitution. They also work with ladies who are coming out of prostitution. They've made a choice on their own to do that, and so they work with them. So this is what this is all about. So if you're expecting crochet today, be sure and check back next week for Crochet Thursday. Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Susie. I see you on, Susie. I know she hasn't commented yet. Joanne says, good morning. Glad to hear you're talking about Pink Missions today. Yeah, I'm so glad you're happy about that. I wanted to make sure that I was very respectful of what was happening. I wanted to make sure that whatever I did was safe. I don't want to jeopardize their program. I didn't want to jeopardize the women and children who are coming out of this or who are currently in it, in safe houses and things. So I've actually talked to them. This program has been on the national... Sorry, I'm having a bit of a delay this morning, so let me mess with my Wi-Fi signal. Hold on a minute. I want to make sure if I have to reboot this, that it is on and working. If I'm having some buffering, I'm so sorry, and you may have to reboot your app and come back on. Let me know how I'm doing. Good morning. Excuse me. Let's have some coffee. This is a coffee talk today. I won't be my silly, goofy self, but I will be myself. I won't be making silly voices or hamming it up today. I mean, this is serious. Of course, it's very loving and caring, and I am all smiles because I'm very happy about what these people are doing. But if you're expecting me to be on, you get me. This is me. It's still me. So again, if you're watching live or the replay, be sure and say hello. Tell me where you're from. I'm so glad that you're here. If you are watching on replay, you can write replay, and I'll answer questions next week. Of course, if you are watching live or on the replay right now, I am talking about Pink Missions. I am not talking about crochet. However, if you want to make something for this trip, it's still not too late. I just need to get everything in by Wednesday, Texas time, next week, because I will be packing on Thursday. I want to make sure I have, I'm not getting anything last minute. So, excuse me. I'll check everything Thursday morning, and then if it comes after that, then I'll have to make another trip to see them or send a package somewhere. So, but if you are interested in making something for this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this now, and then I'm going to really spend more time talking about what this is. You can knit or crochet or loom knit. There are patterns. You have to go to the Good Knit Kisses page, click on events. There's only one event, and it's called Pink Missions. And if you just scroll through there, you'll find the patterns. Just be patient, kind of. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a couple of interruptions, so I tried to sort of pause my face while it goes. Hello, Portugal. Hello, Lori in Wisconsin. Hello, Deliona. Yours is fine. Ellie says hi. Fine this morning. Stephanie says, so glad you're here. Hello, Rebecca from Puerto Rico. Hello, Ellie with the coffee. I love it. Carol McCoy, thank you. Ada, hello. Hi, Rebecca. Betty, good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Gayla, good morning. Sorry, I don't want to miss anyone. Bridget, I'm really glad you all are here. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Oh, Patricia, hey. And, okay, so I'm going to get started. Oh, hey, good morning, Louisa. There's my sister-in-law. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Now, the program that I'm doing, they have given me permission. I'm just obviously not releasing where safe houses are and things like that. So some of this, you're going to have to bear with me because I'm going to read it because I want to be able to get it exactly how it is. This is the logo on their site. Isn't that nice? So I'm going to explain what that means, purchased. It's from the hub, and then they have a couple of umbrella things underneath it. One is called Love Well, which they work with homeless, and it's in Shreveport, Louisiana. And then the other is called Purchased. And I'm going to talk about Purchased today because Purchased is what I am doing. And you may think, oh, wow, that's really weird. Like, why are they purchased? You'll understand after I get to here. So the problem, here is the problem. The sex industry is a multi-billion-dollar worldwide industry and affects every city, every town, and every state. The sex industry defined is any business that either directly or indirectly provides sex-related products and services or adult entertainment. In practice, it is the buying and selling of sex or sexual activity through strip clubs, online escort services, and websites such as Backpage.com, street prostitution, and forced sexual slavery, otherwise known as sex trafficking. Okay, so that's the whole sex industry, and trafficking falls in that because it is an industry, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm sorry, and if you have children, you may want to put some earbuds in because I may say some things, you may hear some things. So I want to make sure that let you know that this is not one of my Goodnight Kisses rated G shows here. I'm not going to say anything like really bad, but you might not want this plugged in. I have talked to my oldest about it, but I don't talk to my other two because I want her aware. She's 10, and I think it's okay to give age appropriate information to your children, and with love and kindness, and not with fear. They will trust you more. When they find out things later, they're like, why didn't you tell me? So it's better to tell in an age-appropriate way. Okay? That's healthy. That's actually healthy. I want you to know that. Let's see. I'm going to keep going. Women become a commodity and children become a means to a financial end. God did not create anyone to be sold. No one on earth was designed to be bought and traded for sex. Purchased believes that it must be stopped. We are fighting to see an end in our city. The city is Shreveport, Louisiana. $75 billion is the global strip club annual revenue. 89% of women in the sex industry said they wanted to escape but had no means of survival. 300,000 children in the U.S. are at risk every year for commercial sexual exploitation. Love. Each child is given a family, support system, and solid ground to grow from, based in the reality of God's love for them through mentoring, discipleship, and community group settings. They are surrounded by love that is healthy. And then we're gonna look at more information here. So locate. Outreaches, this is something called locate. It says outreaches to strip clubs, motels, and area around our city where women in the industry work. Purchase works with minors through the CADO juvenile system, working to prevent trafficking of children. Part of my trip, we will be going to an hourly motel, and we will be there with women knocking on doors. And I got to talk to one of the directors yesterday, and I made sure of what I had permission to say and what I didn't. And so, and we were talking about the scarves and shawls that people are sending. I will have an opportunity at the hub where women and children and whoever was trafficked can come in, and I'll be able to one-on-one talk to them and give them things and let them choose. But I'm actually going to be, she told me she's going to put me in the center rather than knocking on the doors. I'm going to be in the center of this place with a table or without, I don't know, but I will have scarves and shawls, and so the women will be able to come to me. So it'll be a choice for them to come up to me. I won't be walking around and handing these out in this particular circumstance. So as it comes to the prostitution, that's where I'll be. So I'll be in the middle of it. Now, just to give you a reality, what you can do from home in this circumstance here is you can be praying for us. Pray for me, pray for my team. There's about 20 of us right from right now until we come home. So we'll be home. So we leave like a week from tomorrow, and then we'll be gone up until that Sunday after. So I'm just gone for 3 days. One day is doing the prostitution stuff, and the ladies will be knocking on doors and handing these bags to them with goodies and gifts and just loving on them. And then I'll be in the middle with scarves and shawls to give. And especially if they're coming to me, then I'll be able to listen to them. The next thing says about. Purchased is a ministry dedicated to locate, love, and motivate women in the sex industry and victims of sex trafficking. The desire of Purchased is to love women the way Jesus would, teaching them that they are enough, showing them that they have been created by God for a beautiful purpose, and walking them to a healthy life both physically and spiritually. Through outreach, friendship, and biblical community, we want to lead women to full restoration in Christ. He has purchased them with his Son. They are no longer for sale. Okay, so Purchase is the ministry of the Hub Urban Ministry. Now, I want to be clear. A choice to ask Jesus in your heart, be a new creation, a new life in Christ and be a Christian is a personal thing. No one can make you do it. And by watching me talk about this today, I'm not making you do anything. I am not. I'm simply telling you where I'm going and what their mission is, and I'm going to go help them. So I want you to know that it's okay if you don't like I'm talking about this. It's okay. Please, I still love you. You can turn this off or you can keep it going, but I want you to know that you always have a choice, and we are not forcing any of these girls that we see, women, children, to do anything. We are just loving on them and giving them the opportunity. So they can choose not to. There's nobody being forced. So I just want you to know that, because I never know who I'm talking to. I talk to a global audience, and I just want you to know that, because sometimes I get people kind of throw things back and they're like, oh, this is a business. You can't talk about this. You know what? I would not be here if it wasn't for this, because I had postpartum depression very, very badly. And that's why I started Good Knit Kisses. And I had prayed about it. I was like, Lord, what am I missing? And you know what? It was my crafty. And that's actually what his answer was. I said, I got Jesus. I don't need that. I know that. And that was actually his answer. You know what? And I'm just telling you, I want you to know that I was created by God, and I know it and I acknowledge it, and I was loved enough so I can now give love back. I have been healed of some things that I'd be happy to tell you about at another time. But I also want to tell you before I even go any further that if you don't know my story already, I was sexually abused as a child for years. I was groomed by the age of 4. I was molested by the age of 5. I was forced to have sex with a boy at the age of 6. This happened for years. This was something no one knew. No one in my family knew. And as a result, things happened over the years, and I continued to be abused in different ways. And then I got angry about it, and then it came out in the wrong ways because I suppressed it, and it came out in wrong ways. And I could have easily been one of these people. And so I want you to know that I know, and I've been there in certain ways. And so I know I can empathize with some of these people. So I'm letting you know, because I don't want people thinking I'm just going to be seen for this. I'm really going to love on these people. Okay, so let me go back. I'm going to finish reading. Thank you for joining me if you're just popping in. You'll have to catch the replay to see the beginning. I'm not shouting out to anybody unless you have questions later, but I'm just going to kind of keep going, okay? You can hit me love and hearts if you like what you hear. I do appreciate that. Outreaches and programs, strip clubs, that these outreaches are designed at the first point of contact with girls in the club industry. We get their names, learn a little about them, and give them a gift that contains our hotline and contact information. This is their direct line to family and friends and resources that they're desperate for. They even have, I think it's funny, it's a stripper academy. They actually have a 6-month program for girls in the club industry to transition out of the club to a holistically changed life. It's about more than just leaving the exotic dancing world. It's about a full recovery, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The program teaches biblical principles, offers vital resources, and links the girls to new employment. The girls of the academy leave completely changed. The house. The house is a recovery home for girls in the sex industry. It is a 3-phase program that is intensive and transformational. The program takes a girl that is being actively sold and moves her to complete and full freedom. The house is designed to be a safe haven for children, for them and children, a place for girls to receive healing and true change. And then street prostitution has very active outreaches to local motels and popular tracks or streets that girls walk in our city. Each girl is given a gift, and our contact information, we stress the importance of calling and setting up appointments. Many of the girls in street prostitution are being controlled by a pimp, so that hotline is their lifeline. We have outreaches to the girls who have been incarcerated for prostitution, and I'll be there too. We'll be going to the incarcerated, and says these 15-minute visits give us the opportunity to educate the girls in their in their options and what programs we offer. We teach a weekly class at our parish jail that gives girls the ability to make different decisions when they're released. Sex trafficking. Sex trafficking exists when someone is sold who is under the age of 18 or against their will. Purchased aims to respond to these situations by serving as a liaison for the victim to facilitate rescue and rehabilitation. Prevention. Purchased, not for sale, works with girls under 18 who are at risk of prostitution or actively involved. Our work with prevention is to step into the lives of at-risk girls and give them the ability to make steps to get out of prostitution. Any child under the 18 who is involved in prostitution is legally a victim of trafficking. Purchase aims to be an end to the selling of children by being a voice of the victim and pushing the systems in place in our city to act on behalf of each child. We want to see child trafficking end in Shreveport, Bossier. There's a contact point and there's a donate point, and I will give you the link to donate if you would like to. They are having their fundraising annually. I think it's on the 10th. So I would challenge you to give, even if it's $1 to $10. You can do more if you want to give. If you can't, or do both, I'm asking for your prayer. That's how you can participate. You don't have to make anything and send anything to me. You don't have to dig into your pockets, but prayer is hugely impactful. Okay, this is not necessarily just a kingdom outreach for people who are Christians. This is a love outreach for people who have been forced into this or feel like this is their only hope. So that's my main thing. But I will give you the link. I would challenge you, though, if you can give. If you can't, don't. Just pray. Just pray. I really, truly believe that. I really do. There is more. I want you to hear more from someone else. I am going to play a video. I'm going to let you see it. I can give you the link to this website so that you can see it for yourself and if you want to pass it on for someone. But I'm going to go ahead and play it on here if that's okay with you guys. It's about, it's 3.5 minutes. Okay, so if anyone comes on, since I can't chat and I'm not going to talk, if someone can say, we're watching a video, it will end soon, and then we'll be back with Kristen. If someone could tell somebody that, or go ahead and type it so that you can paste it when it happens, and then let people know, okay? And if anyone could just write that out for me, that would be super, super awesome, okay? Because I really want you to see this. This made me cry when I listened to it. Just warning. I'm going to turn my little earbud off so you can hear the speakers in full force here. All right, let me flip this. And the first thing that struck me is, this could be me. This could be you. I mean, look at this woman. She's like us, right? That's the first thing I saw. I'm going to make my screen get where we can see really well, okay? Okay, here we go.
I was raised in a Christian home, a very religious home. Somewhere during the course of my life, I got so far away from God, I became homeless.
Tell me to turn up or down.
Became a prostitute. Was an addict.
I was a prostitute, drug addicted, running guns, doing whatever it took to get whatever I wanted. And I ended up miserable, and I just came to the point where I couldn't live one more day.
I got into the lifestyle of prostitution when I was 18. I was out on the West Coast, in different cities. I learned how to do everything in Las Vegas under a pimp.
I always felt like it was something. I didn't have to owe anybody any money. I didn't have to steal from anybody, and I always thought I wasn't hurting anybody. But the truth is, I hurt myself more than anything, and I hurt my children that I had.
I ended up in jail, and I was introduced to the purchase program. They just told me to take a leap of faith, and I did, and I fell in the arms of God's army, just full of love and grace and support, and helped change my life.
When I was introduced, I had no hope, and just felt like my life was always going to be bad. Now I have hope. I have a family. I have an awesome support group, and now I have a life. And I have a sense of direction where I'm supposed to be going and what God wants me to do.
Instead of turning to suicide, I turned to Jesus Christ, and in the hands of His people, purchase program, I'm able to relearn how to live life.
What I've learned about God is He loves me so much, and it's crazy to think about the fact that even when I wasn't living for Him, He still loved me.
I didn't even know what love felt like until I got here. I actually had to touch people just to make sure this was real. This is amazing. It turned my life around. It gave me a new perspective on everything. It gave me value that I'd never felt before.
They offered me a beautiful house to live in. I stay in the purchase house. I have a 9-month-old daughter. They are just so supportive of everything. I am now back in school, and I am a part of the jail outreach team to go talk to girls in there that are in that lifestyle.
Now I am pure again. I'm a new creature. He's cleansed me and made me pure again. And now I believe that.
Lindsay, I'm ready. Just know that, I've made up my mind. I'm done. So, whatever steps we need to take to move in a positive direction, I'm ready. Bye.
So, I've already seen that before. I'm plugging my earbud back in so you can see me or hear me. Anyway, I mean, watching those women, that's you and me. It's not some model that's, somebody didn't pick them out, and they're not, they're not fake, they're real, it's just real people every day, It's not people who are asking for this. It makes me so mad. Anyway, it's very moving. I'm so glad that you guys stuck around and watched that. I know a few people had to go to work or whatever, and they'll watch later. Sharon says, I can understand their situation, but I fought back, and we must teach each other that it's okay to fight back. Yeah. I had confronted my abuser. My abuser was actually a woman. It was a girl who's a little older than me. And then she actually forced me to be with a boy. And, I thought at the age of 6 that I had figured out what condoms were, because she was like, well, you need to make sure you're not pregnant. I actually learned what it was from that. And she's like, we got to make sure. And, I said, there should be a thing. And I kind of talked about it, and she goes, oh yeah, there is. It's called a condom. What 6 and 7-year-old should be able to know that kind of thing? Like, anyway, I confronted her when I was in high school, and I woke up one Saturday morning and she was on the bed right across from me. She had come back from college, and my sister was already out for the morning. I was slept in because I worked a job where I worked really late at night, and then it was like midnight or something. I worked at this racetrack putt where like you're up like cleaning the batting cages and the putt stuff and the video games. Anyway, so I was sleeping in, and I wake up and I'm jolted because she's right there, and I tried to confront her, and she denied. She acted like she had a brain trauma, couldn't remember it. She didn't want to talk about it. So I don't feel like I need to close that, because now since then I've forgiven myself for the things that I let sink into myself and all that. So I've had my healing, and only even recently. And I would suggest, if you don't know what mending the soul is and you've been through anything like this, first of all, I know I'm talking about the mission today, but I do want to tell you about something. Please look up the book Mending the Soul. There's a book and a workbook. A husband and wife wrote it. There's actually programs. Like mine went through a 12-week program. It was really, really good. It's a very small group of people. You have 2 leaders with a group of like six ladies. And it's very confidential, very intimate. And you hear other stories and you talk through it and you go through it, and it's a big healing process, and I'm still healing. But I think that many people who get into some of that is a choice. Some of them have experienced, or many have experienced things like that. Maybe you or someone next to you or whoever is watching have experienced something like that. And I would suggest that you look into it, because it really, really is helpful. Yeah. And you get in this survival mode, and we get to where we don't know how to feel. We don't know how to feel. Our feelers are turned off, and then we get triggered because our feelers are turned off. And things come out. And a lot of people online, a lot of these people lashing out at people online, I think actually have been very hurt, by people. It even covers spiritual abuse. When someone who is in authority spiritually, or even like a mother or father or brother or sister, whoever, who's very well-intentioned, can actually be very abusive spiritually. And what happens is the Christianity gets a bad rap, but the problem is they were hurt. Hurt people hurt others. They hurt other people. And so when someone starts hurting you, I challenge you to step back for a second out of yourself and imagine that they are yelling and talking to another person. They are talking to another person that is not you. I want you to think about that. They're talking to that shamed, hurt person in their life. It's hard, I know, but just for a moment, I want you to step back and imagine that, because it's actually not about you. And people who have shame try and put their shame on someone else. And that is a thing that's really hard to get off, because it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. And when that abuse happened, it didn't belong to you. That's why when someone says, oh, just forgive and forget, that's the Christian thing to do. That's the thing to do. No, there are actually different types of biblical forgiveness, and they're completely different. You cannot give sovereign forgiveness like God does. You can give psychological forgiveness and still contain a boundary. And I can forgive you for hurting me, but I still am going to have a boundary, not a wall, a boundary. You know what a boundary is? You're going to have sheep in a field, and then they've got a huge field to play in, but then there's going to be a fence. You can even see through it, but no, you're not going to pass that fence, because you know that you're being safe if you stay within that parameter. So that's what we need to do. So I want to pull myself back, and I felt like I needed to say that. So for whoever it is, I just felt like I needed to say that. So, I mean, if you need to write to me and ask me and whatever, then that's fine. I know that the Goodness Kisses is not about that, but it is about wrapping people in love. I had a prophetic word said over me one day that whenever I give my love, my arm, and I give a blanket, it's like a blanket wrapping around someone. Whenever I give my testimony, it's like a blanket wrapping around someone. And when I give my blanket away, my blanket is actually just enlarged. It never goes away. So me telling you and giving you that story is that I'm not vulnerable. I'm still protected, and I'm still comforted, and I am still loved. And I want you to feel that way too, because it's so freeing. It is so freeing. I want you to be on the other side of it, but people have to want to do it. And that's the whole thing about this program, something like this. Like that lady, they wait for that phone call. She's like, I'm ready and I want to move in a positive direction. We all have to make that choice. We have to make that choice daily with ourselves too. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. This became a bigger thing than I wanted to talk about. I just thought that I should talk to you about it. So, oh, thank you, Bridget. It's not me. But I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, if my story can help one person, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. So, I've got a link. Let me see if I can, post in, I'm going to see if I can refresh this browser and post in the, thing right now. I don't know if anybody did. I think Carol had to hop on and hop back, right back off. So I'm going to post this, and this is the link, the Hub Ministry. Oh, okay. Let's forget that one right there. Let me delete that. Okay. Post as Goodnight Kisses. Sorry. Let me just get back up. Okay. This is the donation link. And so I just posted the donation link if you're interested. If you're not, that's okay. And then I'm going to give you the link to this, which had the video, if you were interested. Video and program, if you just want someone to know about it. Sorry, I'm just going to do it while I'm on here because it's just easier to do that. Anyway, this is very important to me. Let me go back and read your questions. Okay, I'm going to answer questions. I'll see if there's something else. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Bridget. Sharon says, raise my kids to fight this evil. Yeah. And, we have to be careful about how we respond to people, because everything we do is, make sure that you're doing it with love. And when we start being condemning and condescending, we lose them. Because even until a year ago, I would answer something out of my hurt. And I don't do things perfectly. I know this. But I didn't experience this big healing until the spring. And so even though I was well-meaning, I might have said something that was that way. And so I have to apologize, Anyway, I'm going to read this, what Dawn says. Dawn says, Kristen, mine was my father. People say fight back. Say no. When you're raised from the cradle to do as you're told in all ways, you don't have it in you to say no, even if you want to. That's right. My father would make us bow. I can't read the rest of it because it won't let me, but I'm sure there's more. Let me see if I can. Oh, okay. I can open it on the webpage. I'm going to have to read this later, I think. I'm going to have to read it later because I'm getting it out of order. So, I just, mine was a neighbor across the street, and she was older, and she was also my sitter, and everyone trusted her because she was very charismatic. And a lot of times when you hear in the news, oh, it couldn't be them. They interviewed neighbors and friends and relatives. Oh, they're very helpful. They were kind. It couldn't be them. No, don't believe it. And if that's you, if you're excusing somebody for something, stop it. Stop it. Because it is a rare thing that someone will step up, and it's even rarer that they will lie about it. If they are manipulating, they will be found out. Don't you dare. Don't you dare say, not my kid. My kid couldn't have done that to thy kid. Don't say that. That's dangerous. And it perpetuates it. And it makes it keep going. Not my dad, may not be doing it to you. Might be doing it to somebody else. I'm sorry. But that's how it is. I'm sorry, I haven't scrolled up. I didn't realize everybody was still talking. Lori says she's back. It's the one trait most abusers have is charisma. That's right. Anyway, yeah, listen to your children. Listen to your children, friends. Yeah. So, don't believe all that stuff. And continuing hype that's on media or something like that, don't continue it. Just let the professionals do their job. And media hype, I try and stay away from media hype. I don't want to not be informed. I used to turn it off completely, and I said, you know what? I don't want to hear about that because it's too hard to hear. Because I wasn't healed. I wasn't free. And it's depressing, yeah. But it is good to be aware of what's happening. I want to tell you a thing that actually has happened. There's actually lots of things, trafficking. But here's one risk, and I want you to know. Because I was abused by a girl, I am more aware of what happens on the girl's side. But one of the stories that I'm aware of that is true, no, this is not a hype story, but a girl had a new girl from school she had been getting to know over the last several weeks or months, and she invited her to her house to spend the night. Well, the girl had her cell phone. So let's just say the homeowner's daughter has the friend, and the friend has a phone, and the friend says, hey, I've got a friend who's going to meet us outside. They've got a car, and we'll just go and chat with them outside, And but they were all chummy. She's really friendly. The parents had met the girl. They thought she was friendly, charismatic. She steps outside. Parents don't even know she's gone. Homeowner's daughter steps outside with the new friend. Go outside. She is taken. She is trafficked. She's gone. Her family doesn't even know she's not there until the next day. What happened is that person, that friend was trafficked at one point or is a relative, and they are told, you have to get this quota. This is your keep. And so you will do this, and they pick out that one person or whatever and tell them to do this. They force them to do this and get more people. They are like a recruiter. So you need to educate your kids in a very kind way. I've already talked to my daughter about this. I let her see the video. I talked to her in an age-appropriate way, but I did talk to her about some things. She knows about the shawls and stuff. I let her see the video of me opening everything the other day, and she was in tears. She thought it was amazing, and she wants to say thank you. And she said, and I said, Morgan, oh, sorry, I said her name. I told her that, that I may be seeing, I may be gone from the house, but I may be seeing a girl or boy who was taken, and they haven't had a mommy to love on them, and I'm going to be that mommy for them. And she held my hand, and then it cuddled me and said, please be a mommy for them. Please hold them. And that's huge. And my daughter's not upset that I'm leaving. She wants me to do this now. So anyway, yeah, you have no idea how common this is. I can't wait to read all your comments later because my brain is just obviously my heart, and I'm all over the place. But anyway, I want you to know what this is. So right now I have an event page. I don't know when the event pages expire and stuff. I really don't know. But the Pink Mission event page does have information. It has my P.O. box if you are wanting to send a knit or crochet shawl or scarf. I was trying to do them kind of girly colors, but I'm glad that I've gotten some that are not so girly. But I would like, if I got any more, I would love to just give them a pink because I think it's a very sweet feminine color, pink or purple or something like that. But all the other colors are good too. Of course, green's one of my favorites. So believe it or not, I know I'm saying pink and everything, but anyway, but again, I would challenge you if you can to donate instead of sending something. If you don't have time, don't worry about it. The money that you would have spent on the yarn or the shipping, please use it to donate. It would be amazing. If we had, if we had $10 and we had 100 people, so that would be amazing. So anyway, I've told them yesterday what I was doing. So hopefully now it says when you give, I think there's a thing like a company or something. And, if you wanted to say referred by Good Knit Kisses as a business name or something, or company name or something like that, if you wanted to say who who, like that kind of thing, it's fine. I mean, you're not a company and I'm not getting any credit for it, but it would be kind of cool to see how many people banded together, that kind of thing. That would be really neat. But anyway, or just send them a message if you want. But anyway, well, you guys have a great day. I'm going to actually head out. And yes, boys get traffic too. And we do have a lot of things that we're sending in. Debbie, who sent in a bunch of shawls and scarves, she sent in some amazing things that I think some boys would really, truly love. And so I actually have like probably 15 things that are very boy. And then we have some Hello Kitty stuff that like young girls would probably really enjoy. This bright purple and pinks and whites, and then the little Hello Kitty logo. So it's really, really sweet. So, oh, my lawn guy's here and you can hear him. So, anyway, oh, thank you, Gayla. Well, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure and check it out. Sorry there wasn't crochet today, but I know you guys understand, the ones who know my heart. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be working on Social Media Friday. I think we were going to look at a few Etsy stores and kind of give some feedback. If you have an Etsy store that you want some feedback on, send me the link. And we'll look at it tomorrow. I think we already have one person that we're going to look at hers. And anyway, we'll get back with you on that. So thank you so much. Goodbye and loves. Oh, hey, Mark, I didn't know you were on. Hi. You have a great day. Love, love, love ya. Please hit that love button. If you liked what you heard, please share. Please share this video. I really, I don't always just say share this. But if you're going to share anything, share this and say please watch or something. Okay, all right. Mwah. Love you all. Have a great day. Bless someone and be a blessing, and you are blessed.